Now we're going to talk about fat and why is it important, because it actually is. Fat is a major source of calories for energy. It helps to form structures in your bodies like your muscles, your nerves, your membranes, blood vessels, and without fat we couldn't absorb our fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Too much of the bad fat can lead to heart disease, obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, fatty liver disease, some cancers, and low energy. Some of you have shared with me that after eating clean for a while, then you go to a cookout and you eat a hamburger, and because it's not at your house, you don't know if it's 96% lean or if it's buffalo or if it's, something that we would typically eat, and then you eat it. How do you feel afterwards, Kim?
Pretty logy. It was awful.
Pretty logy, pretty tired, yeah. Now there are three types of fat that we're going to talk about. Four types. There are three types of natural fats here: monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, and saturated. First we'll talk about the monounsaturated, and it's found in vegetables such as olive, peanut, and canola oils. They lower the total blood cholesterol by lowering the LDL cholesterol without lowering the HDL cholesterol. Does anyone know if LDL is it good or bad? Polyunsaturated fats, which are found in vegetable oils such as corn, safflower, soybean, and sunflower oils. Also found in fish and fish oils, which help to decrease triglyceride levels. They will lower your bad cholesterol and your total cholesterol because they also lowers your good cholesterol. So this type of fat should be limited, and it should be limited to your omega-3s. You'll find omega-3s in fish, but more concentrated in darker fish like tuna, salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, and rainbow trout. You'll also find good polyunsaturated fats. Where else would you find omega-3s? And then we have our saturated fats. Saturated fats are solid at room temperature. Most animal fats are saturated fats, and they're very unhealthy. They increase your bad cholesterol, which obviously then increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. Then we have our lovely trans fats, or hydrogenated fats. Trans fats are man-made. They're created when liquid oil is partially hydrogenated. Basically what they do is they take hydrogen atoms and infuse them into liquid oil, solidifying them. Manufacturers use this process to increase the product stability, which creates a longer shelf life. And obviously the longer a product is on the shelf, the longer we have to buy it, the more money it's saving them, right? And remember, marketers' jobs, it's their job to make you want to buy their product. It's not their job to worry about your health. This money-saving process contributes to elevated blood sugar, blood cholesterol levels, and increases heart disease. Now, peanut butter. Who here loves peanut butter? Woo, I do. Okay, when you flip it over, what should the only ingredient be in that ingredient list? Peanuts. Peanuts. If your peanut butter says anything else other than peanuts, you are consuming peanut butter flavored Crisco. Yeah, yummy, huh? Another thing I'm going to share with you about trans fats, I was into Hannaford's one day, and I was looking for the frozen blueberries, and beside it is the Cool Whip. And it said 0 trans fats, 0 sugar. Well, I'm chuckling to myself because I know that basically what Cool Whip is hydrogenated sugar, right? So I'm like, I have to check this out. Looking down each aisle, making sure nobody's looking what I'm grabbing the Cool Whip right now. Grab the Cool Whip, I turn it over, and it says on the nutrition label, 0 trans fats. Now the law is, and we will go over this next week when we cover food labels, that it has to be listed somewhere on the label. So all that marketing hype on the front, 0 this, 0 that, just ignore it. Flip it over, look in the ingredient list. Guess what the very first product was? It wasn't sugar. High fructose corn syrup. Even worse. Does anyone know why high fructose corn syrup is so bad?
Combination of corn and sugar.
It's just highly processed. And the second ingredient,
Hydrogenated oil.
partially hydrogenated vegetable oil.
Yeah.
So that's why it is so important. And next week you want to bring your notebooks because we're going to cover the whole. Don't tell me you ate a tub of Cool Whip.
No.
Okay.
Come on.
What about the other ones?
What's that?
The other whipped creams? Are they all the same?
Cool Whip for sure is. You have to look at the ingredients. So, if we want to cut our carbs, one of the things that we can do. How'd you guys like the wild berry peach mango drink?
Yeah.
Great.
It's great.
Good. One of the things that you can use it for is to flavor your water when you're tired of drinking your gallon of water. It does add protein, so for those of you who are getting beneath your protein levels, there's 15 grams of protein per serving. And it cuts the carbs. There's no sugar, no carbohydrates in that. And then Thermobond. Thermobond is a fat blocker. And it's really for like premeditated cheating. I mean, we all go to parties and we all, go out to eat once in a while and maybe have something that you don't typically have. And that's okay. Thank you. What Thermobond does, it's an amazing product that it absorbs 30% of the fat so that your body doesn't. And I'm going to actually show you how it works. Science project time.
Oh, I was wondering what that was for.
What I have in here is actually just some Thermobond, which I keep for demoing. This is actually just plain old water, and this is oil. What happens when you add oil to water?
They don't mix.
They don't mix, right? I have no idea how much I'm supposed to put on here. How that looks like.
Plenty.
Now, what I'm going to do with the Thermobond is I am actually going to crush it up. This is just a tablet crusher. And the reason I am is because when we eat it, when we consume it, we have digestive juices which break it down. Obviously, this glass here doesn't have any digestive juices to break it down. So I'm just going to break it up into a powder. And I'm going to tap it on the top. And what it does, it's a fiber-based fat sponge. Basically, it is going to, the oil will actually adhere to the Thermobond, and it will actually pull the fat, and it takes a minute, but what it's going to do is it's going to pull this fat to the bottom. So we're just going to go on about our business, and all of a sudden Rachel's going to watch it and she's going to tell us when a big fat clump lands on the bottom. And what this demonstrates is how the Thermobond, the fat actually, ew, that is all that nasty fat going down through your digestive system and getting rid of it instead of it absorbing into your arteries and whatnot. Tonight's special is buy one, get the second half off. So if you like the wild berry, you can buy a wild berry and get the second wild berry half off, or you can get wild berry and get peach mango half off, whatever you want. Or I know at holiday time, Thermobond was a big hit because, I mean, let's face it, right? It's holiday time. So, but even now we've got Valentine's Day coming up. You might be going all the way on a trip, and we all know what it's Easter vacation, and we all know what it's like when we have to go away, say on even a business trip, and you can't always get to eat the way that you want to. So same with Thermobond, buy one, get the second half off. It lasts, has a 2-year shelf life, and again, you just take it when you need it. Any questions on those products? So for homework, your password for next week is snacks with a capital S. Your homework is to fill out your food log, excluding Jan. Little pat on the back.
Brown nose.
Drink your gallon of water a day. Who is drinking their gallon of water a day? Yay!
These help.
Those
Yeah.
do help. These help.
That's a half.
Wish I had my
This is a
water.
half a gallon.
Easy to count.
I said I wish I had my water bottle with me.
So 2 of these, yeah, right? Are 128 ounces. Think about what types of fats and carbohydrates you're actually consuming. Read the labels. How much of that is monounsaturated or polyunsaturated? How much of it is saturated or trans fats? Look into that ingredient list. If you see the words hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, what does that mean? Trans fat. So really pay attention. Your carbohydrates. Okay, great. So there's 42 carbs in this. Look underneath it because next it's going to list your sugar and then it's going to list fiber. Okay? So if something has lots of fiber in it, great. If it has lots of sugar in it, we want to think twice about it. And what about what's left over? What if it says I have
Yeah, like 10, you get like 30 grams, you get like 15 grams of sugar and 2 grams of fiber.
Yep.
What's the rest of it?
What is it?
Filler.
Starch.
Starch. And starch hinders weight loss. Hence the white. What is white potato? Starch. Don't you remember in school you get it in a ball and like bounce it off the wall? Okay, maybe not all of us. Think about white rice. Starch.
Pasty.
Corn.
Sticky.
Yeah.
Stick to your insides.
Right? Yeah. All right. Next week we are going to cover reading food labels and planning. So it's going to be a great week. I want everybody to get here on time or even 5 minutes early because it's going to be, I want to have plenty of time for questions and answers, and I really want to take the time that we need to get through that class. Hopefully we won't be having a blizzard again, but we do live in New England, so
There will be no snow.
there will be no
Next
snow.
week.
We're thinking